I have this humongous eastern red cedar here. Planting angle is closer to this, if you've seen in the other videos. This is probably an unrealistic size. I picked up this pot the other day, just a cheap Chinese pot. But regardless, we have some serious root work to do on this thing. I need to take off all these guide wires, anchor wires, stuff like that. And then we really got a lot of work to do on the roots. I harvested this tree. It's a Yamadori. I collected it the summer, June 2024. And it's been living in this pot for over a year and a half now. And you know, it's springtime. We got a nice day today. Got some good weather coming, and so I'm gonna go ahead and start working on these roots, because I don't even remember what the root system looks like in this tree, and it's going to need a lot of work if we're ever going to get it into a bonsai pot. So I'm gonna get this out the way, pull the sucker out the pot, and let's see what we're working with. So I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for the road noise in advance, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get these guide wires. This was pulling down this major branch so that it could kind of be a semi-cascade type of look. I actually really do want this branch to come down more, but we can actually rewire this another time. We're gonna work on getting the sucker out of this pot for now, and then we'll figure out. You can see it stayed in place pretty well. And then just this last one up here in the front. Okay, so now I'm just gonna very carefully get this thing out of the pot. She's very, very, very heavy. Start by loosening up the sides so hopefully she can just slip out. All right. All right, so I'm gonna start working out the roots. It's right here along the edge. I'm going outward, just like you see in every other bonsai video. So when I harvested this tree, I left a lot of the field soil on there just because of how dependent conifers are on that mycorrhizal fungi. This root right here is like one of the major ones that I need to remove if I'm ever going to get it into a bonsai pot. So I'm gonna work out around this one, try and figure out where it's going. You see that color difference on the soil? That color difference, that's the field soil. So you can really see just how much of that stuff I left on there. It's a good bit. Shoot, I didn't realize it was that much. I might not get it all this time, honestly. There's a good bit under there. Like, look at this giant chunk. And there's no roots in it. It's just wasted space. So yeah, not too bad. I'm gonna clean that cut up just a little bit. All right. There's this one back root back here that I'm not sure about. Okay, so let me turn this around so you guys can see that this giant root coming out like wacky off to the side here, like that unfortunately does have to go. I think I have plenty of fibrous roots left after I make this cut. All right. Get my chopstick and try and get this last little bit of field soil. It was growing in like a shale pit, so like there's like actual rocks, like actual shale rocks in the soil. So That's kind of a major limitation when it's just wasting space. Yeah. This is basically what we're going to be looking like. Hang on, let me figure out the planting angle real quick. Alright, I'm about to make a pretty hard decision. Two hard decisions, really. I got to take this taproot. Alright, I think I got it shallow enough. Now I need to get it the width in, which is really this last mega root over here. All right. While this is definitely the scariest part of working on a bonsai, it is by far the most important. So alright, so I'm ready to finally get it in the pot. I always cut out a window screen, same size of the pot. That's what lines the bottom. The whole root pruning technique, I don't know if it works or not, but in theory it makes sense. So, and also don't forget your spray bottle, you know, keep your roots as moist as possible. And we're gonna cram this sucker in there, so. Yeah, so that's gonna be approximately the planting angle. I hope you guys can see that. So I'm gonna put a little soil there in the bottom, start filling her up. So I just put a layer right across the bottom, make sure it's nice and snug in all the little corners and nooks and crannies. And then I do the whole mound technique. You put like the mound in the center. The tree is now starting to be able to support its own weight within the soil, which is a good sign. And then the final part, I just go around the edge and just create this nice little lip right along the edge. So that way when you water, it doesn't go off the sides of the pot, it can hit that lip and actually go down into the pot. There's just a couple little tiny roots sticking up. Other than that, I think she is good to go. Let's soak her down with some water and call it a day. It's always good to water the foliage on junipers as well. They take in a lot of moisture through their foliage apparently. So well, the sun's almost about set, and it took me that long just to finish up finding enough moss around the property to get this mossed up. I apologize for the road noise, but it's done, it's watered. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's gonna be a sweet tree, especially if it survives, but I think it will. I got quite a bit of roots in that pot, so we did our best today, and we're just gonna let it recover. Probably won't work on this tree until late spring, early summer, once it's pushed out a good bit of growth. So that's it for today. I hope you guys liked the video. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. See you next one.